Hey, everybody. I know Dave usually does this, but he's fighting Jeff in a parking lot right now. So, on today's episode of the Bolt Crew podcast, we have Fernando Ramirez from the Sporting Tribune talking Chargers versus Pats. We give out our picks for every NFL award. And where does John Harbaugh coach next? We discuss that and more on the Bolt Crew podcast, sponsored by Soon to Be You. Let's go.
Hey, yeah, hey, it's the boat crew, and we always winning. Hey, go against us, I don't recommend it. Hey, it's the boat crew, best up in the business. It's the boat crew, repping for the city. Macking on and off the field like Khalil. They hate on us cause we keep it too real. I'm talking smack like Phil Rivers in the field. Oh, you mad again cause we kept it real? Why you mad? Hey, I'm talking smack, I feel like Uncle Dave. Hey, I bring the pain, I feel like Derwin James. I could run and gun, I feel like Harbaugh down the lane. I feel like LT the way I'm stiff arming these lanes. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah. Ay, we just wanna win, we just wanna win, ay. Putting on for the city, putting on for the city. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah.
All right, welcome to the Bolt Crew podcast with myself, Mario Heron. Josh Palais is over in the corner. Dave will join us in a second after he gets done fighting Jeff. And we have on Fernando Ramirez from the Sporting Tribune talking Chargers with us today. Fernando, before you get into charge of football, I got to ask you your thoughts on John Harbaugh getting the boot out of Baltimore.
Well, I'm going to spin it to you guys a different way. That's the team that Jesse Minter is going to be the head coach of.
Wow.
Ooh, okay.
It feels like that's where he's gonna go. It's funny. I was looking at all the other jobs, and I know Raider fans are now excited. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna get John Harbaugh." I'm like, I think you should try and level your expectations. I mean, I think Jesse is gonna be the coach that Baltimore is gonna be like, "Hey, come home, son. You were here. You were raised here. Come home. We'll get it going." You have a Derwin James-esque player in Kyle Hamilton. You have a lot of weapons at your disposal. We can re-sign Derrick Henry. We can do this. I truly think that that's where Jesse, I think, is going to end up. If he takes one head coaching job, I think it'll be that one. I know some other people were throwing out Cardinals. I'm like, why would he want to go to Arizona? Like, Jesse right now is kind of besides John now, he's kind of the hot commodity. So I would think he's going to go there. When it comes to John, I'm very surprised that they let him go just because John's been there for so long. He's won so many games, won him a Super Bowl, beat his own brother to do it. That's a level of dedication that he has. He wanted to give his brother an ass whooping, and he did until the lights went out in New Orleans. But I think now everybody's going to reshuffle. And sources, John Harbaugh is expected to be a favorite for the New York Giants, according to Adam Schefter. So there you go there. I think now teams are going to consider firing their head coach if they have a chance at John. The NFL is a dirty business. There's going to be teams that have a head coach right now that are going to call them and be like, hey, so would you be interested in us? One team that I think if gets eliminated this weekend is Buffalo. I could see Buffalo trying to make a call to John and be like, hey, we've effed this up. We've kept this guy. We're done with him. Would you be willing to come over here and be with Josh Allen? We're going into a new stadium. You can be our guy. What do you think? And so as of right now, I agree with Adam. I think Giants are his number one. I'll say Cleveland's is number two just because he'd get to play the Baltimore Ravens 2 times. That defense is nasty. It's aggressive. It's exactly what he wants. You have to fix the offense, but he's been able to do it in the past. But I definitely think I think Buffalo, if that comes up, I think Buffalo shoots up to number one. But I'm definitely interested now here. See, Black Monday is BS, guys. It's bullshit. There's no Black Monday. It's now things happen on Tuesday. Tomorrow things are gonna happen too. So but yeah, those are kind of my thoughts on Jesse Minter and John Harbaugh.
I love the call to Buffalo. I think that makes a lot of sense. Like you said, the Falcons, people are saying on the side here, is not a bad position either if you can get the quarterback situation straightened out.
But
they have tons of talent. Huh?
They're broke.
Yeah, but they got the best running back.
No, I know.
Weak division.
But see, this is my question. Are you guys married to Michael Penix? That'd be my question if I was John. I'd be like, oh, there he is. There's the big gun himself, fighting traffic, flipping off people, throwing stuff at other cars. But I think John would have to have a sit down with all these other teams and be like, "Are you married to that quarterback? Like Michael Penix, are you married to him? Like, can I go flirt with another girl, or is this who I'm supposed to be married, or is this going to be a marriage that I'm going to have to abide by?" But again, I think if Buffalo loses this weekend, they have to go. Buffalo has to go all in and offer John and be like, "Here's a blank check, whatever you want, we're ready to go." But as of right now, I'd go Giants. I would go Browns because they're from. See, the Harbaughs are like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. They say, "Oh, I'm from Miami, but I also was raised in San Francisco, but I'm here, I'm there." They're different. They've gone to different places, but I would definitely think that if Buffalo comes open, he is gunning for that Buffalo gig.
I want to talk real quick about the other side of the ball. Nobody gets more hate on this show than two people this season, at least. It's well, Dave, of course, but Bradley Bozeman and Greg Roman. What are the chances that Greg Roman returns next year as the Chargers offense coordinator? My heart tells me, he's not going to be back, but my brain tells me that he is probably going to be back because Jim has an alliance with him.
If they end up going on a run, there's no way they fire him. The thing is that we have to look at it like from this point of view. That last year, what was the excuse? Well, they don't have weapons. They didn't bring in weapons. Well, this year they brought in the weapons, but what's been the excuse this year? Oh, well, the offensive line, Rashawn Slater, Joe Alt, like they're both hurt. Well, next year could be the perfect year where all that kind of sinks in together, and you could see what a Greg Roman offense is going to be. Now, do I agree with that? I do not. I think Greg's offense has been a little too. I think, like I told you guys when they first got hired, I thought Jim would go get an innovative young offensive mind to mix in his aggressive, run the ball down your throat, beat the crap out of you in the fourth quarter, and marry that with like a Ben Johnson style to kind of really bring that innovative Sean McVay kind of style where I'll give Sean McVay a lot of credit for this. When they have a bad offensive line, he's able to mask it with his play calls and his designs. Greg Roman really doesn't do that. And it doesn't help that you see the offensive linemen, and a lot of times they're on the ground and they're slipping, they're falling, and you're kind of like, dude, what are you doing? So I would think that Greg Roman would be here more likely than Bradley Bozeman. I really don't see how you can bring back Bradley Bozeman next year, especially with the way you've seen. Like, if you guys go back and watch that game, and again, they're playing the number ones of the Denver Broncos. Andre James was not on the ground once. He stood up the whole time and he was there. But again, the one thing that I've always heard about the Harbaughs, their biggest weakness is also a strength, is their loyalty. So I think he's going to be loyal to Greg. Now, I think if they go into Buffalo or into New England and they completely crap the bed, then yeah, he's going to have to look at that and be like, somebody has to fall on the sword, and it's going to have to be him. But yeah, no, I definitely think if you give me right now, I'll say Greg is back and Bradley is not, just because they know, they have to know that it's getting dicey, and next year is going to be the year where I've said the third year is going to be the year where I think they make it all the way.
So I had two questions for you, but you kind of answered one. First question was going to be, does Jim have the balls to fire Greg Roman? And you say no, because he's loyal. That's great. And then at the same time, and it's not tongue in cheek, as far as Bozeman goes, is Bozeman starting at center in the playoff game against the Patriots?
I think so, but I mean, my question now is, does Mackay start in the playoffs? I mean, what's Ben Cleveland like? Why was Ben Cleveland brought in? And that's the thing, is that nobody, like, that wasn't asked of Jim. Tomorrow, I'm sure one of us is going to ask Jim about that. But why was Ben Cleveland brought in so late in the season? Like, is it because you've seen enough? And he's gonna go, because I thought Trevor Penning actually looked decent against Denver. And again, it's Denver starters. Like, you can't say, oh, it's preseason or this or that. No, like, that was Denver starting defensive line. And again, I thought Trey, for the most part, had a decent pocket. Austin just got destroyed on that left side. He cannot hold Nick Benito at all. But I definitely, I'm questioning what they're going to go into these playoffs with. Because now you got to look at Andre James, and obviously Bradley's dealing with the concussion. And now again, I have questions about if Mackay is going to be the starter. Is it going to be Trevor Penning? Are they going to go with Ben Cleveland and because it's basically the same kind of style of team? But again, I am. I'll say that yes, Bradley's going to be again. They're loyal to him because of that play last year against the Saints where Herbert got hit. Dude comes up and he blasts the guy. But I'm kind of like you could see the deficiencies. Like he drops, he hikes the ball. He's looking this way. A guy does a stunt, and then he turns around all late and he goes, "Oh, I forgot about that," or like he's on the ground or stuff. And you're kind of like, dude, like you. There's no way they don't look at that stuff and be like Mike Devlin doesn't throw something at the whiteboard or something. Like it's just it's yeah, it's been a rough season for Bradley Bozeman to say the least. I mean, I don't know how you can bring him back next year, especially when your quarterback's taking over 129 hits. He's been sacked, one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league. And again, last year we all remember Popper asked Jim or Joe and Jim about the offensive line. He's like, "Well, we got 11 wins, right, Pop?" Like that's not an excuse. But what if you had a great offensive line? Like you could have 14 wins, or that's basically the difference between the Broncos and the Chargers right now is that the Broncos have a better offensive line. That's why they have made it further than they've won one more or two more games than the Chargers. It's the offensive line has kind of been their anchor this year. So that's why I'm so interested to see what Justin's going to be able to do on Sunday night with this offensive line.
You mentioned Herbert. He has not won a playoff game yet this year, or in his career.
The playoffs have not started, Benjamin.
I know. That's a fun fact for you. Take it home with you. Tell your mom about it. Loses to the Jaguars, loses to the Texans, now has the Patriots, facing a second-year QB. When you're around the building, when you're around Herbert, do you feel the pressure kind of coming to him of, I got to be able to accomplish this at all?
No, I don't think it's that. I really think that the building's changed, but in a positive. Like, these guys feel like it's their time. Like, they're hitting their stride. They feel really good. I know everybody's like, oh, well, they're on a 2-game losing streak. Yeah, but it was stupid mistakes that lost them that Houston Texans game. And then obviously against Denver, they felt really good after that game, especially because they said, hey, our backups took it to the Denver Broncos, who are supposedly they are the number 1 seed, but they're supposedly one of the best teams. All the media, all the big name media people are saying, oh, they're a Super Bowl team. They're going to make it to the Super Bowl. So yeah, no, I definitely think that there's a different sense of energy. It's not pressure really on Herbert. It's more about this is our time. Like, it's our time to get there. Because, again, I've been saying this as well, is that Jim needs to show the guys that this is working. And it can't just be in the regular season where this works. They need a playoff win, if not 2, for Jim to really show the guys, hey, we started training camp a week and a half early, but this is what we did it for, to be in the AFC Championship or to be in the divisional game against the Denver Broncos. Like, this is why we've been killing ourselves all season. That's why no matter who's gone down, another one's picked us up. That's why we brought Odafe Oweh, who's, to me, been the defensive MVP this year. I think he's added a whole different dimension of this defense and this pass rush ever since he's gotten here with 8 sacks in 11 games. But I definitely think that these guys feel like this is their time. I think they're really throwing away everything that's happened in the past. And I think for the Chargers, it's a blessing that they're not playing anybody in the AFC South when it comes to the playoffs. For some reason, the Chargers used to beat the crap out of everybody in the AFC South. And all of a sudden, in the last few years, they haven't been able to compete against them, or haven't been able to beat them. But I think in the building, they really feel like they're playing bully ball right now. That Eagles game changed a lot for them. I think that Eagles game showed them we can beat the best we can beat the best teams in the NFL. Now let's go do that. Let's finish the season. Let's go into the playoffs and let's really show everybody what we're about. Because this is probably one of the most open playoffs I've seen in a long time. Like, you really don't know who's going to come out of the NFC and the AFC, to be honest.
In this season, the Chargers have struggled for the most part in the early games, especially the
Yeah.
early, East Coast games. And then they've struggled on Saturday playoff games when they have the Texans and the Jaguars. This time around, the Chargers get the Sunday night football slot against the Patriots. How big of an advantage do you think that is for a Chargers to have an extra day of rest and preparation, if any at all?
I don't think it's that. I think it's more of you're not playing at 10 a.m. That is the thing I think is beautiful. If anything, it's going to be late for the Patriots because the Patriots are starting the game at 8 p.m. their time. But I don't think that that affects them. I know everybody's been talking about what was the other thing? Oh, it's a West Coast team having to go to the East Coast. Okay, the Chargers have done that all season. They've gone down to Brazil. They've gone to Miami. They've gone to Jacksonville. They've gone all over the calendar. New York. They've been all over. They're going to be fine when it comes to that. Next excuse that people are using, it's going to be cold. Yeah, it's going to be about 35 degrees during kickoff. Hey, guess what? In Kansas City, they played in 6-degree weather and they won that game. So all those excuses are kind of thrown out. I think this is the perfect scenario for the Chargers. I had thought, honestly, they were going to get they were either going to get the 10 a.m. slot on Sunday or the 1:30 slot on Saturday for some reason. But then I thought about it and I'm like, well, yeah, Mike Vrabel against Jim Harbaugh. If Jim wouldn't have taken the job, it was going to be Mike's job. So, and I remember he said it on a radio show this week that the Spanos family personally called him and said, hey, if it wasn't Jim, it was going to be you. We appreciate everything, all this, all that. So thank you so much. And so Jim ended up getting the job. But I think this is the perfect game for the Chargers. It's Sunday night football. You're going to be on the East Coast. That's fine. They'll probably leave. I think they're leaving Friday afternoon. So you're in there all day Saturday. You're in meetings. You're getting ready. And then obviously Sunday, you're going to have to wait around a little bit. But no, I really think that they should be ready to go. I mean, I'm telling you this, the Patriots haven't played a defense like this all season. And I mean, for people to be like, man, I'm seeing a lot of pundits. They really think Tom Brady and Bill Belichick are back on those sidelines because they keep on saying, well, this Patriots team is back. Yeah, but it's not Brady. It's not Vrabel. It's year one. They're still understanding who they are. They've only beaten one playoff team, and that was the Buffalo Bills, and that was in September. So I'm a little hesitant about the way people are kind of throwing all this, I don't want to say respect, but like all this praise towards the Patriots where I'm kind of like, I would back off a little bit just because, again, I think they're a good team, but I still think they're a year or two away from being that serious contender that they feel like they are right now.
Yeah, F the Patriots. Look, I feel good about this game. I'll tell you right now. I'm all in on the Chargers. I think the Chargers are going to play well. Look, for me,
Merriman's the one talking shit on social media about the 2006 because they keep on bringing it up. Patriot fans keep on bringing up the lights out thing in the middle of the field and everything. I'm like, wow.
That's fine. That's fine. Look, here's the deal is the Patriots defensive line isn't as good as what the Chargers have gone through with a lot of opponents. And everyone's defensive line and the ability to get to Justin has been the problem for the Chargers when they run into problems. I think Justin Herbert's going to be shocked by the amount of time he has. Yeah, the Patriots can play defense, but their defense is more of a control defense. I think Justin Herbert, with his ability to read defenses, can pick them apart. Chargers have a lot of weapons. And I know Patriot fans will say we're crazy, and I know we have Patriot fans in the chat. At the same time, as a Charger person that has watched this team for a number of years, especially this season, because we feel like we have a chance to win some games, I love the matchup. Tell me I'm wrong, Fernando, but I think the Chargers can go to New England and win this game, take care of Denver next week, and then face Jacksonville in the AFC Championship game.
Oh, and go back to the House of Horrors.
That's fine. We'll worry about that
then. No, I agree with you. I really think that they feel good. The one thing is going to be the run game. If they can get Omari and Kamani Vidal going, I think that's going to be a huge plus. One other thing that nobody's really talked about is that they're getting Denzel Perryman back. That's going to be huge. And again, at this point last year, Denzel was coming off being hurt. And he played in that Jaguars game, and then he got in the Texans game. He got hurt again during the game. So, and that's kind of when it all unraveled on the defense. So, Perryman's coming back. Khalil and Derwin had a week off. Thule had a week off. I think Owe had a really good pass rush game. Justin Eboigbe had a really good game against the Broncos. And again, that was their offensive line, like their starters. He sacked Bo Nix twice. Then you had guys like Delshon Phillips and Marlo Wax making huge plays, and you're kind of like, whoa, like, okay, like they have guys behind guys. So yeah, no, I'm definitely interested to see what way they decide to attack it. But Dave, I don't think you're wrong. I really do think that the Chargers, this is their best opportunity. It has been in years, and I really feel like they're going to take advantage of it. In years past, I would tell you I'm very hesitant about this game. Maybe because of this or that, but because it is Jim Harbaugh, and again, last year it was an anomaly in my opinion. Like that game against the Texans was just really bad. But I definitely think that they feel good about this year. They feel like they have a new sense of energy. They have young guys. They have everybody kind of helping out. I mean, you see RJ Mickens making plays. You see Tony's kind of their energizer bunny. He's kind of the guy that when they need a play, obviously, a lot of us know Tony personally. Tony's a great guy. I was a little surprised by that Chiefs reaction, and I told him too. I'm like, damn, that's not usually you. And he starts laughing. He's like, I don't know, something snapped in me. So that's the way Harbaugh has these guys playing. They feel a sense of pride and energy. But Dave, I do not disagree with you in any sense of that way. I really think that these guys feel good about this game, and I really do feel like if they beat New England and then they're healthy, they're no major injuries, I think they're going to feel really good going into Denver again, just because they just faced them with a backup offensive line, and they're going to feel like, you know what, we can take these guys. Like they're not this big bad team. Like we can go in there and we can upset them. But I actually had a funnier scenario. They go back to High Park, and they have one last hurrah. Buffalo Bills and Chargers in the AFC Championship. Two teams that have never won a championship. Two teams that have Chargered and Buffalo Billed their way. And let's have it out between those two teams. Let's see who is more deserving. But by the way, in that game, if it's this Chargers defense that's playing right now, they'd give Josh Allen a run for their money.
I got one last thing for you. The biggest question is obviously going to be the Chargers offensive line. What do you think is the best combination across the line from left tackle to right tackle? What would be your pick?
Jamari Sawyer at left tackle. I think if he comes back, that solidifies their offensive line. Like I'm not saying it's a great offensive line, but it's the best combination. Yeah, it's the best.
Proven he can do it.
Yeah, I mean, would you guys say that this is basically like the Cowboys' defensive line gave Herbert so much time? And like, okay, the Houston Texans, like the Patriots are kind of in the middle of that, aren't they? Like, that's where I would say that they are. Like, so I think Herbert's gonna have a decent amount of time to kind of pick them apart. I'll say Jamari Sawyer, Zion. See, right now I'm picking. I want to pick with my head because I know it's gonna be Bradley Bozeman, but I really think Andre James would give them the best opportunity, especially to run the football. I kind of like the way he was trying to open up holes, and I think he's more athletic to be able to, like, you know, there's centers that can pull. I think he'd be well, I don't know how good of a puller he'd be, but I think he'd be able to do more than what Bradley is. I'll go Trevor Penning because I haven't seen Ben Cleveland, and then I'd go probably Bobby Hart at right tackle, even though, again, I think they'll go Jamari, Zion, Bradley, Mekhi, and Trey Pipkins. But
Jesus.
That Becton Pipkins combination on the right side has killed the team the entire season.
You know, it's funny. If it would have been Joe Alt, I think Joe and Mekhi would have actually have been really good together because they would have just been like Bash Brothers, like just aggressively overpower guys. And I think Joe would have been able to do enough to mask the problems that Mekhi has. Remember, Lane Johnson masked a lot of the issues that Mekhi had. Lane was able to do that. I think Joe would have done the exact same thing here. The only problem is that Joe had to be asked to be left tackle, and that left tackle position's been cursed all season. Holy crap. Like it's been really bad. But yeah, I think that would be my offensive line. But the one that I just gave you guys last, I think that's the one that they're going to go with.
Dude, Fernando, before we let you go, no joke, what is the deal?
You're going to ask me a question about Joey Bosa.
I'm not going to bring up Bosa. I'm trying to cut down on that. We'll wait till that game in Buffalo, like you said, you're hoping to see. But at the same time, what is the deal with Becton? I mean, he's one of the biggest guys in this league. Everywhere he's been a disappointment. He seems like one of those guys that doesn't even like football. I mean, if anything, this guy was built to be either a football player or a bouncer outside of a bar. But good God, dude, he takes up a lot of space. And Fernando, I'll give you $100, dude. If the next time you're in that locker room, ask him how tall he is and how much he weighs, and then tell him I didn't realize he stacked shit that high, and see if you're willing to do it. $100, dude, if you say it to his face.
No, he already got mad at me for something, so I'm not gonna push that one.
What
Yeah.
happened?
I just asked him after a game, like, hey, what was going on out there? Well, they're really good. And I'm like, well, yeah, but like it seemed like they were confusing you guys with stunts. Who said we were confused? And I was kind of like,
The film.
okay.
Yeah, my eyes.
But I just think that I really don't think Makai is going to be back. I'd be really surprised.
Better not be.
Yeah, he's not the friendliest person. His opening press conference was like really bad. Like I remember Gilbert Manzano from SI, who's a good friend of mine. He asked him like, "Hey, so what was it like being on a Super Bowl winning team, and now you come to another team that has a lot of hopes of trying to make it there?" Well, what are you trying to ask me? Like that I went from a Super Bowl team and they didn't want me and I came here? And he's like, no, that's not what I'm asking you. Like, I'm asking you what
knew that.
I think that's what you were thinking there, Beckton.
I'm like, you must be thinking that. So yeah, Makai's an interesting guy. He's like, I don't know, he always has sunglasses on in the locker room. Like, I don't know. It's just he's after games, he's really interesting. But yeah, I just there was one game where there was one game. Oh, the Raider game. He was like, oh, but we're a bad offensive line, right? And I'm kind of like, he was kind of yelling that on his way out. And I was like, dude, you're going to celebrate beating the Raiders? Like, what are we doing? Like, it's just, yeah, I mean, you saved $10 million. So, that's going to be a big bonus for them. So, but he's not, he hasn't added what I think they thought he was going to add. And you put him next to Bradley Bozeman, it's just not going to look good. And then you have him next to Trey Pipkins or Bobby Hart. And it just, again, Bobby Hart at least is, I think, a lot better. And I can't believe I'm saying Bobby Hart is way better, because I remember Joey Bosa manhandling him back in 2020 in that opening year where what's his name was the quarterback? Oh my God.
Tyrod Taylor.
Tyrod Taylor. Yeah. I remember Bosa got him for like 2 or 3 sacks. So yeah, I Chargers memes goes, Fernando, do you know if Herbert gave his lineman anything for Christmas? I think they should have given him something. So I don't know if especially without, man, that dude, you guys should see him after games. Like he kind of sits in his locker, even if they win, they lose. And you just look at him and you're like, you know, those memes that you see where like Justin's talking to Jesus Christ and he's like, Jesus, can you send me offensive linemen? And he's like, how are you still alive? Like there's times where I'm like looking at him, I'm like, dude, like he has ice packs, he has this, he has that. And I'm like, he looks like Kobe Bryant did like those last few years where he always had like ice packs everywhere. And I'm kind of like, dude, this guy they put him through so much. And I'm really, my thing is that Jim said, he said it on Rich Eisen's show. I woke up one night and I'm like, I have to get Justin Herbert to the Hall of Fame. Buddy, that's not the way you're going to get him to the Hall of Fame. Like last year, you had a better offensive line because you had 2 All-Pros. But this year, it's been a mess. And I give them credit. They went out, they got Trevor Penning. They tried to do as much as they could after losing 2 All-Pros. But next year, they're really going to have to invest heavily in their offensive line. And by the way, other guys that I think deserve a shout out, Tier Tart, Deshaun Hand, like both of those guys are. And Tier Tart, I don't know if you guys see, but every game he does something to where it gets the opposing team fired up a little bit. This game, he was following Knicks out of bounds, and he kind of like stomach bumped him out of bounds. And the Broncos fans were like, what? Or Broncos players started talking crap. And he just goes like this, like, I didn't do it, dude. I didn't do anything. But they just have ballers on this team. And I know a lot of fans are kind of like, shit, if we had Puna Ford right in the middle, you'd have Puna, Deshaun Hand, and Tier Tart. But it is what it is. But I really like this team going into this week. And I like them in the playoffs a lot. I don't know if I'm falling for it, seeing them every single day and everything, but I like them better. Athir, how are you, Athir? I really like them going into this week, and I really feel like a lot of people are going to be surprised about the way they play this weekend. I heard somebody, a local TV station, I won't name names, but they were like, "Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if the Chargers go in there and get blown out." And I'm like, "Dude, they're not getting blown out." I was like, "What are we doing?"
Come on.
I was like, "That would be a huge
Jesus.
mistake, if like a huge step back." But I don't think I think they're going to go in there and they're gonna show those guys, hey, you guys haven't faced a top 5 defense this year. This is what a top 5 defense looks like. So I definitely think that they're gonna I think everybody's gonna be excited come Monday morning.
What's your score prediction?
All right, give us a that's what I was gonna say.
I'll say Chargers 24, Patriots 19.
Okay, I like your score. Good deal.
Yeah. I think they're
Good
gonna
deal, we'll
go
take it.
heavily. I think they're gonna go heavily field goal. Chargers don't get. I think this year they have more interceptions than they do allowed touchdowns. If I'm not mistaken. So I think they're not gonna let those guys get into the end zone. May is a good runner. Oh, my bad. I'll just answer that one question. April. He's a good runner, but I really think that Dayon Henley. I think they're going to use a lot of spies against these guys, just because they're going to want to get. They're going to want to muzzle that down, because they know they got beaten the first, or they didn't get beaten. But the first Chiefs game, they allowed in Brazil, they kept on allowing Mahomes. I think they're willing to give up some stuff. They're willing to let May kind of move the ball up, but they know once again the red zone, they're going to they're going to crack down on that. So I just think that what the Chargers need to do, the defense needs to start fast. You cannot allow a touchdown to start the game. The way they've kind of been allowing these last few months, they need to really get off to a hot start, and take the ball away from May. May's one of those guys, I believe, that if you rattle him early, then you'll be able to control him. But yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on. Benjamin, anything else I can help you out with? Justin Herbert has not won a playoff game this season.
He has not won a playoff game this season, and he's not won a playoff game since dating Madison Beer. So that could be your next story if you want it to be. Just make sure you cite me as a source.
I do not touch that. I get nowhere near it. I was emailed by one of those public. Oh, can you confirm that they're dating? I'm like, I don't even know who she is. Like, I didn't even know who she was. Like, this was back in like somebody was asking back in August, and I was like, I don't even know who that is. Like, so yeah, I definitely. But
right,
I appreciate you guys.
I don't know how we had
What?
to Google how she's famous. I was like, is she just famous?
She's a TikTok star, right, or YouTuber?
Wow,
She also
I didn't know that one. I thought music.
Song Reckless is pretty good from what I hear. What I've been told.
Oh, you guys are the best. I missed you guys. I'm so happy to be back. And Dave, I hope you don't mind when I throw in a comment here or there about Dave. What are you mad? Dave,
Dude,
what are you mad at today?
Dude, you got to stay for the rant, dude. You got to stay for the rant. I saw your comment when I was in Vegas last week, saying my Dodger hat looked like it was on a little tight. I saw you. I saw you in the chat.
You guys are about to go get that stupid or that pitcher from the Detroit Tigers and
Tyreek Skubal?
And whoever.
Or Freddie Peralta from the Brewers.
You guys are gonna win the World Series again.
We'll talk about it at the parade. We'll talk about it at the parade.
I know. Hey, I love how you still piss off Padre fans on social media. I think it's so funny.
Oh, they hate my guts.
Dude,
it's all right.
I'm surprised you even walk around San Diego.
Dude, I barely do. I barely come out when the sun's out. Yeah.
By the way, I was at Costco today and I thought of you two guys.
Yeah. Fernando, always appreciate the time, man. It's been too long. We'll get you back as soon as off season starts, of course, or we're making a Super Bowl run, but we appreciate it. That's Fernando Ramirez from the Sporting Tribune. Always does a great job, and appreciate him as well, being a friend of the show. He's a good guy. Thank you, Fernando.
Appreciate you guys. Happy New Year. Much love to all you guys. And Benjamin, stay warm out there.
I'm trying to. Putting the hand in the pants just to make sure.
Jeez.
I appreciate it.
All right. See you guys later.
See you, Fernando.
There you go, right there. All right, so I'm late to the John Harbaugh thing. I'm going to catch up real quick with you. John Harbaugh, obviously, huge NFL news comes down right before the show starts that the Ravens decide to make a change. Guys, just for fun, it seemed like it would be crazy if he was in the same division with the Raiders. right? Would you have the
No,
Raiders
no,
and the
it wouldn't be
Harbaugh brothers
fun.
there?
Shut up. It would not be fun. It
Dude,
would not be
come on.
fun.
It'd be
It would
like
not
you and
be
your
fun.
brother Joey, dude, being in the same division, just to say, guess what? I'm going to poke Mario a little bit. But it was kind of wild. So the talk is not only, hey, Harbaugh, what team does he go to? Because there are a ton of NFL teams who are happy with their coaches, but say if Harbaugh's available, he'd be an upgrade. So that changes a lot of things. He'll have a job obviously next year if he wants it. For you guys, real quick, where does Harbaugh end up?
I like what Fernando said about going to the Bills. If that job becomes available, I think it makes a ton of sense. You get Josh Allen. The city will love you forever if you win, and you get the brand new stadium. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, if I'm Harbaugh, I think there's probably two teams that are open right now that are very attractive to you. The New York Giants being number one because looks like right now they have the quarterback, you have a weapon, and you have the pass rushers. So you're checking a lot of those boxes. What else do you really need for that team? Probably need to build your O-line up a little bit more. Probably need to build up your secondary. But once you have those things that you could probably do in a year, you're set. Not to mention you have a GM that's very, very close to losing his job, so you're probably gonna have more control over that situation. That seems like the most stable option. And that division, the Commanders, they just fired both their coordinators. That means their coach is on a hot seat. The Eagles are just one mistake away from being a total disaster. And the Cowboys have Jerry Jones, who stops them from being successful every time he can. If you want to go to the Raiders, I get it. You're the first round pick, but I don't know if I want to be in this division. Like, I want to get away from the AFC if I'm him. So it's New York or nothing for me if I'm John.
Well, you just said an interesting thing right there because John was a coach with the Eagles before he was a coach with the Ravens, right? Boy, if that Eagles job, if the Eagles all of a sudden lose to the Niners, I know they're coming off a Super Bowl win, but it's weird how the Eagles go up and down with the same head coach. Like it feels like he loses the team. That'd be a hell of a move right there to end up to see John Harbaugh end up with the Philadelphia Eagles. I was thinking coming in when I asked that question that you guys were going to say Giants or Falcons were the best jobs available. Man, that Eagles thing would be crazy. If the Eagles all of a sudden lose at home to the Niners would be insane this weekend. I'm gonna throw something at you, all right? Just because Mario obviously his family's from this area. You're very familiar with this name. And you might think I'm crazy when I say it. Just let me finish what I'm saying before Mario, you lose your goddamn mind, okay? Because you're gonna freak out in 2 seconds. All right. If I'm the Las Vegas Raiders or if I'm the New York Jets, I offer 25 to $30 million and I bring in Signetti. Because you talk about two organizations that are in desperate need of a culture change of a guy that has proven he can do it with the lowest of the low. I bring in a guy that knows how to change a culture, and I am saying to Signetti, you're our guy because we have not figured this out. For the Jets, they haven't figured out since Joe Namath, and for the Raiders, they haven't figured out for 23 years. Mario, go ahead and lose your mind.
How many times has a college coach worked in the NFL recently besides Harbaugh?
Well, we have one right now. Yeah,
Harbaugh's the exception because he coached before. But besides that, Rule was supposed to be this generational culture changer. That didn't work out, right? Pete Carroll had his success, but he just also just got fired. So his time's done. I don't know if Signetti would really transfer that well to the NFL. That's a really big jump. Like another one that we haven't really seen a lot of guys make and be successful. This coaching cycle is very weak, though, Josh. Like, it's not a very strong one. I wouldn't say there's a lot of, 10 out of 10s walking into the dance that you get to take out. But I don't know if going to Signetti is the right call, nor do I think he wants to leave. That guy is older than people think. Like, he wants to stay at Bloomington for a while.
Yeah, he's made comments about how he doesn't want to leave Bloomington. It's mostly his wife that doesn't want to leave Bloomington. I think Cliff Kingsbury is more of a realistic option for the Raiders. I could see that happening. Or the Raiders just going with somebody that Tom Brady likes. I don't think Tom Brady and Signetti have any type of relationship that I'm aware of. I think it's going to be Tom Brady's call overall on who they're going to go with. And I can imagine they're going to go with an offensive guy. You're going to get Fernando Mendoza likely with the first pick. You want to have an offensive coach to kind of bring him into the NFL. So I think that's the direction they go in.
Yeah, and I thought I'd throw it at you guys because no matter what those two organizations do, it seems to be the wrong move. Also, at what point do people get tired of Tom Brady? Meaning that, hey, Tom, you have all these things on the side, all right? You got the 25-year-old girlfriend. You have the job with Fox. The team that you're part owner with, the one that you put your name and your face on in the Raiders, haven't done anything. It's been embarrassing to see what the Raiders have done, and they're supposed to be one of the premier brands in this league. Well, it's been almost 25 years, and the organization hasn't done anything. You've been there for a short time. At some point, Tom Brady, whose ego is as big as anybody's, has to know he needs to start winning. Your buddy Mike Vrabel used to throw touchdown passes to in the Super Bowl, which sounds crazy. He actually threw 3 of them to Vrabel. They had a relationship. He had no problem saying the Raiders weren't a team of interest to me. And what does Tom have to do to get this right? Because he has to get it right. The Raiders have to get this right.
Yeah. We have comments that are stacking up on the side here. We're going to start with AK499 says, this is to all of us, I think. Says, you kept crying about a 10 a.m. game and burned my bridge. Now you got your wish. I cannot be on the show after the game, and I cannot see the game. AK, I just want to break some news to you. It is not our fault. We did not call the NFL and say, hey, you need to put the game on Sunday Night Football. Yeah. I apologize that you're going to miss this game because you have work. But work comes first, dude. You got to make that money so you can put comments on the show because that's what's most important.
I actually DM'd the NFL. I was like, please make this Sunday Night Football to screw over AK. I was like, that's all I care about.
We got Young West. $5 says, keys to winning Sunday. Pass rush must get home and make May uncomfortable. Offensive line gives Harbaugh 3 effing seconds and score 7 instead of 3 in the red zone. I mean, dude, I think you've nailed it, right? I think those are all 3 things that would be the most important on the top of my list, Mario.
Yeah, big time. I'll add one more key for you and a little teaser for Thursday. Take away those big plays. Drake May can throw the hell out of that football. Do not let him extend that field.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. The thing I'm most concerned about May, I think, honestly, is his legs. Like, you can't let a quarterback just kill your defense and get first downs through his legs. I think Fernando's right on that when the Chargers are going to hit them with different spies. I'd be shocked if May's able to have the success with his legs like he's done against other teams. I just think Mentor understands, look, if you can put a little bit of pressure on this guy, and our defense has done well the entire year, as long as he's not on 3rd and 8s pulling up first downs on us and extending drives, I think the Chargers are going to be okay.
Next one comes from AK199. Says, Uncle Dave, AK does not love you this week.
Yeah, I have no idea why. Okay, well, since we're being honest, AK, you said we sat there and we cried because the NFL was going to do games at a certain time. I didn't cry at all. I have not cried this week. So there we go. Since we're being honest, you can hurt me, I can hurt you back.
AK, you got to put the team. Yeah, hurt people. That's great. AK, you got to put the team in front of yourself. If the Chargers are more likely to win at night than early in the day because they've proven they can't do it, wouldn't you want the team to win, AK? We're all Charger fans here. Let's pull the same rope.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's going to row the boat, AK? Not you, brother. I'll tell you that right now.
Come on. We're all pulling the rope in one direction, AK. Don't be that guy. Hold on to that rope.
Yeah, we could all wake up early for an ass kicking on Saturday, right? That's not hard for us to do. We just don't want to do it.
Yeah. Think I've never been kicked in the nuts before noon before?
Yeah. It sucks. Sons of Cleat, $2 says Mentor to Baltimore, ? Wouldn't surprise me. What do you think, Dave? I think Fernando talked about it before you joined the show. He thinks Jesse Mentor is going to take the Ravens job.
Ooh, I disagree with that. I mean, you're going to fire Harbaugh, but you're going to bring in somebody who has a relationship to the Harbaugh family. Why? It seems like you're getting more of the same. I mean, where did Mentor learn the most? Being under a Harbaugh. Why would you do that? If you're Baltimore, that doesn't make any sense at all. How does that make sense to Lamar Jackson? Aren't you trying to keep him happy? Does that seem like what they're trying to do here?
I think Mario said the same thing before the show started, right?
Okay,
yeah,
there you go.
It's like, why you doing it? It's like what New England did when they let go of Belichick and they promoted what's his name? It's like, okay, so
Daniels, yeah.
You're keeping it in the family?
Okay.
What are you doing here?
Okay, just pulling a name out on the side here, just because I think until today, this was the best coach available was Stefanski. Joshua wrote his name down. Here's the deal. Stefanski to the Ravens. Could you see that happening, staying inside the same division?
Oh,
I could see it. It's
Yeah,
a smart
And that
hire.
would make Lamar Jackson happy, right?
Better than Cliff. I think Cliff was the other guy they really like. I don't think Cliff's a good head coach. I think he's a great OC.
yeah. I think it makes sense. And then the rest of the division is like, we just kicked your ass. You're going to come back in this division. That's fine. But yeah,
Yeah, you see what I had? Yeah,
well, he'd be
please.
better at the Ravens, obviously. Young West, $5 says, Any shot we can get a priest to throw holy water on our players to break the curse, laugh out loud, work for the Steelers. I'm sure you guys have seen this video, and the people that haven't seen the video of the priest throwing the holy water in the end zone before the Steelers game, it might have been my favorite video of the entire season, Mario. I thought it was awesome.
Let's do this every time. Like, let's get the holy water out, a little praise be action. Let's go. Our Son, Holy Spirit.
You for that,
Nothing,
Dave?
Dave?
Holy water?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't
Dave,
know.
you
I
hate
kind of
Jesus.
touched on it. I don't. I kind of touched on it in the last show. I just think it's funny when you have people that sit there and want to bring religion into sports, and yet when they lose, and they're so quick to say when the game's over, I just want to thank Jesus for being with me. And then when they lose, you never hear, hey, because Jesus loves the other team more. I mean, I don't know what the hell to say on that. Whatever gets you through the day. Okay. I don't hate Jesus if that's what you're saying. No, it's not the case.
Jet Flores, $10 says, how does Mentor's defense compare against the Pats McDaniel's type of offense? I think we're going to get into this more on Thursday, but if either one of you guys has anything you want to share about how you think the defense.
We beat his ass when he was with the Raiders. We beat his ass when he was with the Raiders. He knows it.
It was the Raiders, though.
There's a reason why he's got fired. He has a new job. I mean,
who's quarterback for the Raiders?
The Chargers. He doesn't want. Dude, who was the offensive coordinator? That's my point.
His QB is a lot better, and his O-line's better.
Fine. That's fine. I'm telling you, the Patriots are way ahead of where they think they should have been. If you ask the Patriots beforehand, what's your plan for the next 5 years? They did not see this coming. They did not say we'd be the number 2 seed in the AFC. But who have they played? Right?
Do you think they did kind of see that, though, with Vrabel? Like, I think they expected to be a contender with Vrabel, like when Vrabel in there. Vrabel wasn't going to come in there and go 500.
Not like this year, I don't think.
Yeah, not this year. Next year when the schedule's harder, yeah, we can talk.
What's the most embarrassing loss the Patriots have this season?
Raiders.
Dude, you couldn't even beat your old team. The team that told you hit the bricks. Dude, how embarrassing is that? Mike McDowell's a coward. He was a coward when he took the Colts job and then quit a few days later. I mean, he's a joke. He doesn't want to see the Chargers. He's like, I have a bad experience of going against the Chargers. Please. Take them every day of the week, twice on Sunday. Come on.
Fernando really answered this question when he was on the show, but from April, $2 says, I worry about May as a runner. Your thoughts? I do too. I mean, I think anybody that goes against Drake May or Justin Herbert for that matter should be worried about the legs. Drake May is the closest to Justin Herbert that the NFL has to offer, right? A guy that has a great arm, super accurate, can run the football. If he was a baseball player, I think you'd say he's a 5-tool player, can kind of do everything. I'm absolutely concerned about him running, but we definitely have the linebackers that can track him down. Henley's one of the fastest linebackers in the league. If he's spying him or somebody else, I'm not going to be too concerned.
I think you nailed it on the head.
We have experience on this. We have Patrick Mahomes in our division. We have guys that extend drives with their legs. We get practice with this stuff. Yeah, we have guys. Yeah, we're going to be fine. It's not like we haven't seen this before. We're like, what do we do? We're going to be fine.
The thing that concerns me the most, Mario, is the 2 running backs. I don't know how many teams we played this year that have 2 starting level running backs like the Patriots do. Their run game is going to be something you can't gloss over, and we'll talk about that more on Thursday.
Yeah.
Mike G, $2.
One
Mr.
ball.
Optimism today. Nice.
Dude, 100%. I'm ready. I wish the game was right now. I'm ready. Let's start the post-game show.
Somebody get a brick wall out here so I can run through it. Mike G, $2, says, think John Harbaugh will come help coach in the playoffs, Mario?
I don't think so. I think he's going to be too busy right now, right? First off, he's got to move out of Baltimore and get all of his stuff. But every team's calling him. Every team that has a head coaching position open, they're giving this guy a call, giving him a ring, and he's going to be sitting in front of a camera or going into offices, having conversations about their head coaching position. And you better believe it too. If Buffalo, they fire McDermott after Sunday when they lose, like that's going to be another position that's going to be open. They said today, Dave, that teams are going to be open moving on from their coaches that have one right now.
Yeah.
So that could be any of these playoff teams too.
Couldn't agree more. I think as it goes on, I think today is such a busy day, right? You lose a job and you're like, all right, now what the hell? Obviously, we're going to find a new home. We aren't going to stay here and live. No one says, man, I can't wait to retire in Baltimore. No offense, Lee, if you're part of the chat today. But look,
and Sean,
I don't know what to tell you. Look, he's fielding a bunch of calls. His head's probably spinning. But yeah, it's the Chargers move on. No joke. I think anything he can do to help his brother out, as far as saying, do we have experience? This is what we saw. This is what we would do. You'd be crazy not to take any advice that your brother has.
Chargers memes, thank you for this comment. Kind of helps us out a little bit. 499. Schefter, this is in quotations. In the first 45 minutes after John Harbaugh was fired this afternoon, his agent, Brian Harlan, said he received calls from 7 NFL teams.
Yeah.
Is that surprising? To me, it's not a surprise at all. You'd be lucky to have him as your head coach.
I'm with you. I mean,
his time just ran out in Baltimore. He's not a bad coach. Just the message got old.
Yeah. Either that or Lamar Jackson got tired of working hard because there was a run-in. There was a problem there with Lamar Jackson and him, and you heard a bunch of things. I mean, imagine if you draft Lamar Jackson in fantasy football. You saw it. The guy averaged 15 points a game as a fantasy football owner. I know, I had him. Okay. I don't know what happened to Lamar Jackson, but something went wrong with Harbaugh and Lamar, and whether they decided to go, we have to pick one or the other, because you could have easily made a move in the offseason and traded Lamar Jackson to Miami, where he's been talking about going forever, or you could have kept John Harbaugh. And they decided, no, we're going to get rid of the head coach and try and make it work with the quarterback we currently have. It's hard to find a starting quarterback in this league. Does not surprise me. I always wonder how it works with the phone numbers, by the way. Like, is there just an NFL directory that no one sees except people that work in the NFL offices that has every coach and every agent attached to it, where you can pick up the phone? Because 7 phone calls in less than an hour is kind of crazy.
I think you just call the Falcons and say, hey, can we get this guy's number? You leak it out to everybody else. So help us out with this one. Right? Who's that guy? Works kid? Remember the guy who's the DC whose son just started calling all the draft picks? Ruined guys' days.
No kidding. Can't understand a word John's saying because he has crab cakes in his mouth on his way to town. John, are you there? I'm shoving crab cakes in my mouth, you asshole.
Yeah. Send the Raiders to voicemail. I'm eating. Joel 499 says, my biggest concern is the weather. Would y'all prefer snow or rain? I truly worry the weather could be our biggest threat. What do you think, Dave?
Okay, I prefer snow over the rain. And the reason is, if you look at NFL fields, there's never snow on the actual field, right? I mean, for the most part, they put salt on it or something. I don't know how those lines are always exposed perfectly, in those games. I'm not worried about the snow as much. I mean, come on, we got major problems. Our quarterback already looks like Jamie Lannister with that crap on his left hand. He's been able to play. I mean, everyone else is the one dealing with something new. Justin Herbert can go through anything right now.
What do you think, Mark? I'm the worst person to answer this question. I'm from San Diego. What do you think?
I come with you on snow. Rain scares me too, because Herbert struggles hold on to the ball with the one hand that he has. So it's going to be extra slippery. I'd go snow. And plus, I love snow football. Watching it's my favorite thing on this planet. Nothing gets me going more. Tent downstairs, smile on my face, wings in hand, coffee in the other. Let's get it going.
That's a great sight. He's putting our head.
I think the forecast right now is upper 30s and clear skies. So that's good for us. Jonathan 499 says, thank you for the show as always, gentlemen. Die or wax with his speed. F the Pats. Let's go. Actually, you know what? We're past 10 minutes. Fuck the Pats. Let's go. You have any preference between Troy Dye or Marlowe Wax, Mario?
I prefer Troy Dye personally. I think he's a little bit better in coverage. And shout out Fernando for breaking the 10-minute cussing rule. Really, really appreciate that, Fernando.
Did Fernando cuss before the 10 minutes? He ruined the whole show.
Bullshit. Yeah.
God dang it.
I know.
It's okay.
All right.
Also told people that you were fighting Jeff.
No, but that's why he got suspended 3 times at Eastlake High School for his cussing. Yep.
He's
gonna keep his mouth clean.
Did you really?
No, I just made that up. How the hell would I know?
You want to hear a fun fact? You want to hear a fun fact, Mario?
Yeah.
All right. Fun fact. I went to high school with Fernando Ramirez. Fernando Ramirez is the same graduating class as Tony Jefferson. Same high school. So kind of funny there.
Hell of a class.
Hell of a class. CIF champs. Here we go. Jim Harbaugh today. Okay. This is not good news for Charger fans. This is Jim Harbaugh yesterday, on Omarion Hampton. He's doing everything and anything he can to get back as fast as he can. That's not good. I was expecting Omarion Hampton to be full go, ready to go for this game, considering he didn't play last week. Yeah. It sounds like he has the ankle injury that's still bothering him a lot. Are you concerned, either one of you guys?
Yes. What? What's going on here?
I'm not that as concerned. I think he's gonna take the Toradol sandwich and get out there and play.
Shoot it up. Playoff time. Let's shoot it up.
Yeah.
Unless it's something serious, dude. Unless it's like a torn ligament or a broken something. If he has another broken bone, we've got problems.
Yeah, no, we got to monitor that. And then Vidal's messed up too because he has the neck issue. I don't know. I got nothing else. And people are asking, what does Benjamin mean? That's Mario's actual name. Fun fact. We're just never going to call that, though. What about Dave? You got a rant?
Yeah, my rant is we talk about social media all the time, and some of the people in the chat, you guys are great because I could see your real names. Look, there's a major issue here with you guys wanting to use fake names. Not so much in the chat, but when I see it on Twitter, you guys with the BS names or the BS pictures. Dude, I'm all for passing a law through government of saying you are taken off of all social media platforms unless you're going to use your real name. Use some name that sounds like a real name. It could be Mike Smith. But dude, when it's something ridiculous and you just want to sit there and hate speech people, it's insane. The stuff that was written to the Ravens kicker, wow, that was something else. But none of that surprises me. Look, when you're obviously a public figure, you're going to get crazy stuff. But here's the thing: if he would have made that kick, Boswell's the one that would have taken all the heat, right, from Pittsburgh, for not making an extra point. It just happened to work out that way. I understand when you're a public figure, man, you're going to take a beating. But dude, man, some of you guys get crazy brave. We all hear the term, keyboard warrior, or you're brave because it's keyboard. Dude, go ahead, put your name on it. That's what it comes down to. Just put your name with everything. Anyone else you're a coward, man. It's BS. It's garbage. I just don't get it at all. And I've seen most of you guys, not the people in this chat, but the people on Twitter that get brave with us. Dude, not impressed. You guys couldn't fight a cold. So don't sit there and run your goddamn mouth and think when you come face to face with any of us, because we're all bigger than you think, you guys would say it to your face. You wouldn't. And so my point is, I'm all for government getting involved in something. And what it is change the way social media is, make people use their real name, real ID. Everybody should have a blue check mark. Everybody.
I love that. Right?
That's a good law.
No, and this chat, for the most part, is actually really good at putting their actual
Great.
names, and people aren't saying crazy stuff on this show to us. Typically, they've had a block Mario less than 5 people on the show, and the whole time we've done this show, so that's really good. But when I open up Twitter and then Pat's fan Couch Potato 69 tells me to go F myself, it doesn't really feel like anything because that's not somebody's actual name. So yeah, I agree with Dave.
I would like the guy. So I got my gym bag stolen today. I'd like to punch that guy in the face. Yeah.
Wow.
Where did you put it?
Just in a locker. I put the same locker every time. 95. It's my dad's favorite football player. So I put it in there every time so I remember it. Yep.
Why don't you ask Richard Dent for the money to buy a new one?
I should.
Dude. I'm going to ask you the next question is going to be very obvious what I'm going to say to you.
Okay.
Did you put a lock on that locker?
Why don't you eat a bag of dicks?
Sorry.
All right.
Crazy.
It is. First off, it's a nice gym. I didn't think I'd have to. Okay, first off. Second off, the only thing in my backpack was creatine, my Adderall prescription, and my badge to work. So, congrats. Whoever swiped it, have fun with those 3 things. It's going to get you nowhere in life.
Dude,
Bum.
all right. Your next bag you buy. Next one you get, dude, stick like a rat trap in there. So at least when someone puts their hand in your bag, it's going to hurt. It's going to break a finger.
I should. I should.
And then it's there. So you just shake it, let it go off, and then get your stuff.
You just have to buy a rat trap every single time you go to the gym. It's no big deal.
No. One rat trap.
It's really cheap.
No, if he shakes that bag and he doesn't hear the pop, he knows somebody put their hand in that bag. Someone's going to take that bag and throw it in the trash after they break.
What about when he has to put his hand in that bag?
No, you shake it.
I'm definitely going to forget.
Oh, my God.
I'm definitely going to
You know who you're talking to here? This is the guy that forgot to wipe his own ass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We don't have to bring that story up. But yeah, that's your audience.
Go to Home Depot, buy a goddamn $5 master lock. Jeez, that's it.
All right. Well, obviously, I'm going to do that now. But I didn't think I'd have to with this gym. And the front desk, by the way. I mean, talk about lost puppies up there. You tell them that happens to you, they got nothing for you.
They don't care.
Lose
an ounce of sleep.
Yeah.
They're just playing.
Yeah. Did you call it? I'm like, it's my gym bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Yeah. They're DoorDash another deep dish pizza. They don't care. They don't care.
No, they have no idea.
Hey, actually though, like actual real advice on like what Dave just said a second ago, put one of those Apple AirTags in there and just forget about it forever. You know where it's at.
It's true.
That's what I might do, actually. That's smart.
Dude, and when you find that guy, call us. I'll get on a plane and I'll find the guy with you. Make him
Me
pay.
too. I'll drive over.
It's right up my alley. It's right up my alley, right there.
Oh yeah, that'd be so.
Knock this
We're
door.
like we're live as we find him.
Yeah, dude, 100%. This guy stole my gym bag. Knock on the
It's
door.
like Catch a
Hey, dude.
Predator with Catch a Guy that stole
Yeah.
your bag.
Dude, it'd be great. We just could create a whole new channel. It would be awesome.
Hey, Dave, can you remind everybody what we're doing at the end of the season with the Hall of Fame? Because some people didn't hear it.
Okay, yeah. So here's the deal. So we're doing when the season's over, I mean after the Super Bowl, we're going to do our first ever Bolt Crew Podcast Hall of Fame. We're going to add people to the Hall of Fame. We're going to refer to you as a Hall of Famer every time we read your comments. Okay, so if you're in the Hall of Fame, you're in. Now we got to figure out, the biggest thing is with us, how many people are getting in the initial class, okay, the Hall of Fame. So in my mind, we're thinking somewhere between 5 or 6, right, are getting into the Hall of Fame in the first class. And then every year when the season's over, we have a new Hall of Fame. We add more members to the Hall of Fame. Now, if you're a Hall of Famer, you stay a Hall of Famer forever, unless you do something crazy, you know. And I mean, like commit a felon, or you threaten one of us, you know. That's about it, you know. Otherwise, you know, if you become a felon or commit a felony, I should say, otherwise you stay in the class. But otherwise, you commit one of those, you got to go out. All right, this isn't the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I mean, we're gonna all look the other way on OJ. You cut off a couple of people's heads, you're probably out of our Hall of Fame. But otherwise, we're looking forward to you being a Hall of Famer forever on this show.
It's an awesome idea. One of your best ideas. Also, I'm going to tease something for the next show. Mario finished last in picks for the year. So what's his punishment? If you have an idea on the side here, what Mario should do as the punishment, feel free to send it over. Unless either one of you guys knows what Mario should do right now. I have no idea. Do we agree on anything?
Send it over. Yeah, I got nothing. Yeah. You really caught me.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Are we back on Thursday, 1 o'clock Pacific time? We go back to the normal time? Mario, it's your call.
Yes. I can do that time.
Okay. We're aiming for 1 o'clock Pacific time on Thursday. Hopefully nothing comes up. Appreciate everybody that joined us today. Again, thanks to Fernando Ramirez for joining the show. Always nice insight from him. But if you need to leave a comment, you can get it on the show. Go ahead. You can leave it in the YouTube comments. Josh and I will answer those. Please like and subscribe to the shows. And we're back on Thursday, and then we're back right after the game against the Patriots on Sunday. Make sure you're here, though, for Thursday's show. We're going to break down this game, also give our predictions for the rest of the games as well. Who knows? There might be some more openings in the NFL. Again, thanks again, everybody today. Mario Heron, Josh Palais. I'm Dave Palais. We'll see you next time.
Hey, yeah, hey, it's the Bolt Crew, and we always winning. Hey, go against us, I don't recommend it. Hey, it's the Bolt Crew, best up in the business. It's the Bolt Crew, repping for the city. Macking on and off the field like Khalil. They hate on us cause we keep it too real. I'm talking smack like Phil Rivers in the field. Oh, you mad again cause we kept it real? Why you mad? Hey, I'm talking smack, I feel like Uncle Dave. Hey, I bring the pain, I feel like Derwin James. I could run and gun, I feel like Harbaugh down the lane. I feel like LT the way I'm stiff arming these lanes. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah. Ay, we just wanna win, we just wanna win, ay. Putting on for the city, putting on for the city. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah.